just so much anger and push and pull that if I can do something that puts some beauty into this world and do it in a way that doesn't hurt anyone else. All I ever want to get across to people is that I'm just trying to live a good, genuine, authentic kind of life. We live on 15 acres in the edge of Barron County, and I love the solitude of being out here. You know, we're on a little road that a dozen cars go by a day. I very much appreciate having room to stretch my arms out and have room for my projects. For my 6th birthday, I got a hammer, a little Bluegrass hammer from Louisville. I started completing projects by the time I was a little kid. 8 or 9 years old, I was building little tables, and when I was 15, I started building a wooden canoe, and I worked on it a year and a half until I finished that. It's been a lifetime of making. Was born a creator. I need to build things to make me happy. I was first inspired by the simplicity of shaker furniture, Craftsman era furniture. Danish modern sort of stuff that came out of the mid-century. But so I wanted to take that simplicity, that just pure, honest joinery and honest pieces of furniture. But the straight woodworking to me is just terribly boring. And so I thought, well, you know, if they can put it together with straight forms, I need to add curves. You'll rarely find a tabletop of mine that is a rectangle. It always will have a gentle curve down the sides or down the end. And my table bases, a lot of them look like spaghetti noodles because they're just one wooden curve after another. I use the same set of curves in a lot of my pieces. They have a continuity that you can tell that I built it all, but every piece looks different. Usually the top for the table is reclaimed wood that I'm sawing from downed yard trees around the area, where I'm able to reclaim wood that otherwise would have gone to the landfill. When I'm able to marry the super sleek, smooth curves that I'm making with more rough, sometimes gnarly kind of wood that wouldn't be considered to be good wood, but has excellent grain and figure in the wood and interesting things going on, that's a great project. When I first started, I was building whatever anyone would pay me to build. Entertainment centers, remember when TVs were big? I would build basically anything that could be made out of wood or plywood. And I did that for about 4 years. I wasn't really satisfied with working that way. And I discovered a book by a writer named James Krenoff. He's a woodworker who started a program in Northern California. His philosophy of woodworking deeply affected me and a lot of makers. It was okay to take a lot of time to build something that you didn't need to worry about competing on price, and you didn't need to get it done quickly. And so once I started really digging into that philosophy, my work changed dramatically. I don't copy my own work. Everything is original. That very fluid, simple looking table can take 3 weeks of my life to build. There's rarely ever a full measured drawing of anything. When I submit a proposal to a client, it is a sketch. And I tell people that is the initial idea. The hard part, the details get worked out at the workbench. I can't foresee what those are going to be. I don't know what that particular piece of wood is going to need to do or want to do. I'm shooting from the hip a lot of times. To take a pile of rough lumber and do all that heavy lifting and the heavy work to get it into manageable pieces, and then sculpt and shape and do all of the 1,000 things that have to be done to bring it to a finished piece. It's like I'm building prototypes, but they have to be perfect, because all of a sudden my pieces started getting recognized. I started winning shows. I started exhibiting out in the big world, and my work started getting a whole lot better. Discovering that book, it was a life changer. If you work really hard and understand the way that wood moves and the way that wood reacts to certain situations, you really can build something that can last for generations. I love seeing pieces that I built several years ago, and maybe they got a stain on them, or they got bumped or a ding or something, and the client calls and I need to fix something. I love seeing the way that it's lived with them, the way the wood oxidizes and gets darker and more rich through the years. I just love seeing that. I think about what's going to be left behind when I'm finished doing this. I'm about mid-career now, probably a little bit less, because as a professional artist, you pretty much just work until you fall over one day. I'm hoping that I'm building furniture that'll last 100 years, that'll be passed down from one generation to the next. I don't want a huge business. I just want to support my family, live a good, honest life, and build genuine things. That's all I want to do.